Well, I'm just doing a little bit of fertiliser and mixing here. I've got me houseplant fertiliser, a citrus fertiliser, my cactus food. I've got other ones as well, but at the moment I'm just doing these because I'm going to do like my palm trees, a couple indoors, a couple outside. So I'm doing a little bit of fertilising for them. Do it every week. The house plants does all the ferns and other things and bits and bobs. Few ferns indoors. I just gave the banana plant, because I've got the banana plant all the way over there. That banana plant I've stuck it outside for now. Give it a bit of extra sunlight. But I'll just give that a little bit of citrus fertiliser, because banana plants aren't particularly fussy. They need a lot of nitrogen because they've got a lot of foliage, big leaves. But they're not particularly fussy. I've been giving them ordinary houseplant food, but I thought to myself, I'll give it a little bit of that, see what happens. It may work, it may not. If it dies, hope not. But they're not particularly fussy, the old banana plants. They'll take pretty much anything and quite a lot of it. A lot of water and all that, and fertiliser. But that's what I'm doing. I like a bit of fertilising. Got my other watering can here. I've got two little ones. These are just perfect. These are. This one's got a rose on it. Just perfect for house plants. Quite like a house plant. Oh, absolutely typical. Leave these out here for 10 minutes and it starts to rain, and now they're going to get wet. I've got to put them inside. I went out and tested this for the first time in my hands yesterday, and we had a bit of bad luck with the old chain there. Decided it was going to snap, but it cut bloody well. We had to adjust the blade. We had to put the oh, I forget what that thing's called underneath there now. Anyway, we had to make it so it cut because it was too far away. So now we've adjusted it and it cut bloody well. Got dirty as you'd expect from being used. Quite a lot of oil coming out of that old exhaust there. But I know there's also an issue with the carb. It became apparent after a while that it was flooding. So I'm going to have to take that off. I think the float is always, I know it's the float. The float's definitely a little bit sticky. Probably that little needle valve in there is probably a little bit sticky as well. So I'm going to have to take that apart and have a look inside there. But other than that, it ran bloody well. It did do a bloody good job. I've still got that partly off at the moment because I'm going to go and try and find another link for that chain. Need another link for that. This mower, I haven't tested this yet. I can't wait to get out and test this one because it's running really well now. That rattle that we heard in the other video when I first put the homemade bearing in, that was all, I think it was that wheel there. The bolt was a bit loose. So I tightened all the wheels up. I was thinking it's not the engine that's rattling, it's something else. So I'm having a look around it and I'm thinking, well, the wheels are loose. Even though I held the wheels, still didn't help, did it? So I fannied around with all the nuts and bolts and things and the little height adjuster there and everything, and the rattle went away. So the engine sounds smooth as a nut. I did notice though that one of those bolts, that bolt there, there's one there, there's another one there, that's gone. So I remember putting it in, but it must be around on the floor here somewhere. Either that or it's falling down and it's underneath the deck. Obviously I forgot to tighten it up and it's vibrated off in that time that I had it running. Never mind. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this, apart from the chain, but you can't help that. These things happen. It might be the original chain. Did a little bit of scratch. I'm not quite sure how I did that. A little bit there, which is a shame. Not sure how I done that really, to tell you the truth. But what way do you look at it? I mean, sure, I could put this in a shed and just have it as a museum piece, or I could have given it a go. It's a working restoration. That's the way I'm looking at it. For those of you that are going, that's beautifully restored and you've now got it dirty. Well, I like to use, you know, the old equipment. It's a pleasure to use. So this has been restored. It's a working restoration. So it does work, and I intend to use it every now and again. So absolutely fantastic. Really pleased with it actually. Nice little bit of rain coming down. Must move that hose pipe and that slide, and there's a load of chairs here. It must have rained quite a bit when I weren't looking, and that's going to help that grass no end. Lovely. Right, where are we? We've got here a Uniden Uniace 300. Now I've just dug this out. I've had a bit of a clear out, and I've decided I wanted to try and plug this back in again. I did have a nice amplifier down here that I was going to give a test just to see what happens, but it's oh, what's happened here? Oh no, I'm sure that screw was in there yesterday. It's been on the floor down here somewhere. Oh well. Anyway, it won't key. It comes on and the valve heats up and everything like that, but when you key, it won't key. I do remember a while back, the last time I used it, I think I accidentally put too much power through it. There's a setting on the back here, 4 watts or 10 watts. Is it going to focus on that? There we go. 4 watts or 10 watts, and I think I had it on the 4 watt setting for that Uniden, and then I forgot about that, switched over to another radio which has a minimum of 10 watts, which is that one there, and then I just forgot to switch the switch, and I think that's what happened, because it did about 2 overs and then it just didn't key anymore. It wouldn't key. The relay, obviously, the keying relay, whatever in there, is obviously broken. I did plug it in yesterday, hooked it up to that radio again, made sure I had it on a minimum of 10 watts with this meter here, put that switch on, and it keyed. So I was trying to tune it then, trying to adjust it to get it to where it should be, and then it stopped keying again as it warmed up. So I need to try and find myself a nice rig doctor to fix that. The old bloke, the old dude I used to know, I used to chat to every now and again, and he used to fix me stuff. I don't know where he's gone, I can't get hold of him. The telephone number I've got for him doesn't work, and I went to his house, knocked on his door, and no one ever answers. So, a bit worried about that, don't know what's happened there. He's got a couple of radios of mine as well, and another amp. I owe him some money for me fixed them, but he never, about 3 years ago that was. I don't know, but I need to try and find someone to fix that. That's what I'm going to try and do. But I want to plug this in, because I know this worked. I had this tuned up and serviced the last time I used it. It was a lovely radio. This is my first one that actually worked. I bought a couple of Murphys and other things off the internet when I first got into CB, and I was playing around with them. Had a mag mount on the radio, on the radiator indoors, and started talking to someone. His name was Tony, and he was local. And he said, go and get yourself what I'm using, a Uniden 300. So I looked it up on the internet, found one, £30, 30 quid, went and picked it up. Lovely radio, this is lovely. I'm going to plug it in now and see what happens. Right, so this is quite exciting for me, because I do love a radio, but I ain't really been on them for quite a while. This is another spare patch lead. It's all dusty, look. If it works properly I'll have to clean it up. It's been under the bench for a long time. So I've wired it up. We've got this old meter here. I don't know how accurate it is. I think it's fairly accurate. Look at the condition of it, it's fantastic. Got it all wired up all nicely. I've plugged the radio in. The only thing is, I can't find the microphone that I used to use for it. I had a couple of power ones. However, I've got this Sir Delta microphone that I had on that old Voyage, or whatever that radio was called. And I noticed it's a 4-pin, the same as what this one is. So if we plug it in, it might not work. I don't know whether it is going to work. If it does, that would be fantastic. It just means I can interchange the mic. So I'll have to find the other one. The other one I had was a Road Devil or something like that, I think. Anyway, so here we go. That worried me then. That worried me for a little bit then. Here we go. There we go. Look at that. Alright, so volume squelch. What's happened here then? Is it because of the microphone? Alright. Volume. We've got the right antenna plugged in. Let's have a look. Yep. Right antenna. Okay, so what's going on here then? I don't think that microphone's wired up right for that, because I think, if I remember correctly with that radio, some of them you'll get sound without a microphone plugged in. Some of them you'll only get sound if you've got a microphone plugged in and it's wired up correctly. So I need to have a look through my little box of microphones. I don't think we'll be able to find the ones I used to use. This one's a power mic. Yeah, this one's a power mic, I think. I did have a red one. I think it was called a Road Devil or something. I had one of those. I think that's what I used to use with it, but I don't know where it's gone. I'm a little bit worried I might have given it away accidentally, because I sold a car what I used to use it with, and I might have accidentally given the microphone away with the car. Maybe, perhaps, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if it's got a battery in it. Probably not. Oh, it has. It's got a battery in it. Oh, it has. It's got a battery in it. Battery's probably no good. It's probably all corroded. That's a shame. Should have took that out. Anyway, let's plug this in. That's going to be loud, probably, if that does work. Here we go. There we go, look. Scotch is working lovely, look at that. Screw that up. Hello, anyone on the 19? Hello? Anybody on the 19? Hello? Hello, anybody on the 19? I don't think there's anybody about, but that's alright, isn't it? All I need to do is just give it a bit of a test so I can find someone to talk to. One thing I've been playing around with now, one thing I have noticed is the meter and this built-in meter seem to be fairly accurate against each other. That's on the 10 watt setting if you look. And so that means that all the way over here is 10 watts and 1 watt, 2 watt, 3 watt, 4 watt. Should be doing 4 watts. We're in the 4 watt setting, so we should be doing 4 watts. That's 0.4, that's 4. So we should be doing 4 watts, but if I key up, I'll get off the 19, I'll get on the 17. If I key up, you'll see this goes to about 1.5. And this one also matches it. It should be going to about the 4. And that should be going to the 4 over there as well. So the 4 that should be going to. So it could be down to the SWR, which I've just set, and that's about 1.2, 1.3. But in some cases you don't want it to be 0 or 1, you want it to be, you don't want it to be 1 to 1, you want it to be a little bit higher than 1. So I guess I'll just use the radio and see if it warms up a bit. It's been sat doing nothing for about 2 years, so we'll see what happens. I know my antenna hasn't been looked at in the 4 years it's been up there. I dare say the connection, the coax, the PL259, there's probably corrosion in there, there's probably water in there, rust, there could be anything up there. I've not looked at the antenna. I haven't been anywhere near it. I put it up there 4 years ago and it's sat there ever since. So I dare say there's some issues there. The SWR used to be 1 to 1, it used to be completely flat 1 to 1. It's gradually crept up over the years, so there's going to be something there that could stop it from putting out its full power. So I may get up there and have a look at it in due time before the weather turns again, before it gets, because I put it up in the snow. So I may get up there and have a look at it, but I just fancy getting the old radios out again and having a look. It seems alright, doesn't it?
So, anyway, I phoned up Michael Chisholm. I couldn't get hold of Stuart at the time. I says, is there something to do with the guy down here, or something to do with the car down here? I says, I've got a bloke coughing here in the yard, I can't find him. I said, so,
yes, it receives alright.
What car is it? I said, well, I said, it seems to be coming from where there's a black golf park. He says, oh.
We've got this old suitcase here. I can't remember what on earth I put in it. Oh, I put some stuff in it, but I don't know what. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Some old stalkers I had. Look at that one. Oh, I can't remember which ones work and which ones don't now. I know they're all AM. They're all just simply AM only. No FM ones in there, I don't think. I don't think any of them are FM. They're all the same. They're not the same, are they? Oh, these two are the same. I think. Two are the same. Don't know what this one is. What's this one? I'm not sure what those numerals mean. V, VI, VI, VIII. Not really sure what they mean. But yeah, I've forgotten I put them in there. Oh, that's lovely. I don't know what ones work and what ones don't. I know they're only AM. They're AM only. None of them are FM. I believe it's before FM was legal or out or whatever. I think that's the best one. Can't remember now. Sitting here waiting patiently at the moment. I'm sitting here for about half an hour now trying to break in. There's a couple of people having a conversation. I don't know where they are. They seem, one of them must be local, the other one probably isn't. I can only hear one side of the conversation. I can only hear one person, which is quite common really. So I'm just trying to break in. I've been sitting here for a while now. Break, because the way you do it is when one person finishes, they're over, you key up and you say break, and then you wait patiently for them to, you know, wait and say break, come in. And you know, it's rude just to butt in as it is just in general conversation anyway. So I've been sitting here. I don't know if they can hear me, you know. I don't think they can hear me because I've been breaking in after every over, and I ain't had nothing yet, but I'll get something. I want to test this radio, man. I will get there. I will find someone to have a chat with just quick. All I want is a radio check.